Today we're going to rank the shaved ice business and see if you can make $50,000 a year selling shaved ice, snow cones, snowballs alone. This is Mike, the Caesar of concessions, is back with another video for you today, my friends. All right. The shaved ice business is near and dear to my heart, much like lemonade and kettle corn. This is one of the first businesses we started out with years ago and absolutely adore it. And one of the reasons I adore it, and it's not even on the ranking here of the categories we're going to rank shaved ice, is the smiles you get when people buy it. It's not like selling insurance where people are upset and mad that they have to buy insurance. No, people are extremely happy and willing to throw their money at you for some shaved ice. So let's get in to these rankings. All right. Now, easy to start an initial investment. This can change wildly depending upon the equipment and if you want to buy a trailer or a tent. But all I can go off of is my experience in the equipment that I buy, right? So, in saying that, easy to start initial investment, it gets a B because I use a cheap, inexpensive Beaver ice machine. I'll put the type of ice machine, shaved ice machine I use down in the description so you can go check that out. But it's $200. Okay, you can get a tent, some flavorings, and then ice and cups and a spoon is all you need. So for the initial investment, it gets a B. It's absolutely financially easy to start, relatively speaking, to other businesses I've ranked and will be ranking. Now, this grade to a B could definitely turn to a C or D, depending upon how much you want to spend. You know, if you want to start with the trailer and like a $4,000, $5,000 shaved ice machine, well, then the ease to start up an initial investment goes way up. But that's not what I use, so I can't speak on it. So for me, an easy to start an initial investment, it gets a B. Next, is this business scalable? And what I mean by that is, can you start off with just say one tent, and then the next year have 2 or 3 tents, and then maybe the year after that, get a trailer, then get a brick and mortar? You get it. How easy is this business to scale up? It gets a B if you use the model that I use with the inexpensive machine, a tent, and go from there. It's very easy to scale this business up into multiple tents, trailer, and then a brick and mortar if that's what you choose to do. Man, it's pretty easy to scale this business up. Next, profitability. Oh man, it's probably the second most profitable item I sell out of like 100 different items, right? So this gets an A for me. It is one of the most profitable items that you can sell. Check it out. All it is for me: styrofoam cup, 16 or 12 ounces, just depending, ice, flavoring, and a spoon. I mean, we're talking like 35, 50 cents into one, and you're selling them anywhere from $3 to $5 to $7, $8 even. I mean, extremely profitable. I can't even go into how overjoyed I am, how I love selling snow cones, because I know the profitability behind it. So for profitability, it gets an A. Now we're going to go into some categories where shaved ice is not as good as other businesses. Seasonality. Now, again, all I can speak on is where I live, my market, and the way I sell it. We cannot sell shaved ice once it gets below like 75 degrees, 60 degrees. I mean, you start dipping below there, nobody in my area wants an ice cold treat, and you're sure as heck not selling it, you know, in freezing temperatures here in the Midwest. There's ice all over the floor, there's snow all over the ground. Nobody wants to buy shaved ice, and that's why all the shaved ice trailers and huts in my area shut down after the fall, or even midway through the fall. They're just done. Why is that? Because for seasonality, it's not very good. Now, you can live in Key West, you can live in Arizona, whatever, and sell it all year long. That's great. But all I can speak on, again, is where I live and my market. So for seasonality, it gets a D. This video was brought to you by KettleCornMachine.com. Check out all their fresh squeezed lemonade equipment, their kettle corn equipment. They have something called the Lemonade Cart Deluxe. It's absolutely incredible. Keeps everything organized. It's on wheels. And for watching this video, you get 10% off by typing in the promo code FREEDOM. Check out KettleCornMachine.com for all your kettle corn and lemonade and tents and banners and all you need to get started. All right. Next, flexibility. When I talk about flexibility, I talk about, can you put on store shelves? Can you ship it? And the product itself, how flexible is it? Well, it gets a D. I mean, honestly, it's shaved ice and flavoring. Yeah, you can add like milk and candies and this and that. But at its core, what is it? It's ice and flavoring. And can you put on store shelves? No, it's going to melt. Can you ship it? Well, no, you can't ship your shaved ice. Now, if you made flavorings or something like that, then yeah, you can ship those and get those on store shelves. That's why it doesn't get an F, because there is a way to be flexible with the flavorings from that side of the business. But as a whole, if you're a shaved ice vendor, you can't be very flexible with it. It gets a D. Competition. Well, it's not nearly as competitive as some industries, but there is some competition. And the thing about shaved ice is it's pretty flatlined. It doesn't get a lot of ups and downs like lemonade and kettle corn. Of a ton of vendors coming in, going out of business. A ton of vendors coming in, out of business. Shaved ice stays stable, so it gets a C. There's a fair amount of competition for shaved ice all over the country. But it's not so overwhelming you can't get into the business, and it's not like, hey, I started a shaved ice business, no one else is doing it, generally speaking. So for competition, it gets a C. Next, product availability. Okay, this one's a little bit harder to rank. I'm going to give it a ranking of B, which is pretty high, because really all you need are cups, shaved ice, flavorings, and spoons. And you can usually get all that except the flavorings, like at a local Sam's Club. You can get your ice, you can get your cups, you can get your spoons. Getting flavorings, man, you can buy like little bottles there, but it's not really cost effective. So I would recommend either having your bottles shipped into you or making your own. Now, if you start making your own syrup, oh man, and I got a video on how to make your own syrup if you just look that up under the Shaved Ice playlist on my channel. Product availability, it gets a B. It's pretty high. It's pretty easy to get the products that you need to get started in a business straight away. Now, can you make $50,000 a year? And what is my ranking on this? This may be the only one who gets this ranking. It gets an A. I mean, I highly recommend people start selling shaved ice as soon as you can. Making $50,000 a year just on shaved ice alone is not difficult, even with a D in seasonality. And the reason I say that is because you can sell a ton in, the time frame that you have to sell it. And it sells to all demographics, kids, adults, sells to every race, gender, religion. Who doesn't like frozen shaved ice with flavoring on it? Hardly anybody. I mean, it is a fantastic product to sell. I mean, if you're not in it already, you should be. Selling shaved ice is absolutely phenomenal. Can you make $50,000 a year selling shaved ice? Absolutely. Join my membership team. For only $2 a month, you get great content made specifically for you and only for members. And guess what? We got a private area in our Discord where you can have one-on-one mentorship with me, the Caesar of Concessions. Consider joining my membership for $2 a month. This is Mike, the Caesar of Concessions, out.